Can't believe you came back for us. You saved our lives.
Lieutenant, you took a direct hit. How do you feel?
That wound looks bad. I don't think the lieutenant can talk.
Copy that. Lieutenant, what you just did was both the bravest and dumbest thing I have ever seen.
I kept count. You took out 11 of Rommel's best men.
Make that 12.
Lieutenant, please try not to move.
Sarge!
Don't worry, we're gonna get you out of here.
You saved us. We're gonna save you. Can't believe you came back for us. You saved our lives.
Lieutenant, you took a direct hit. How do you feel?
That wound looks bad. I don't think the lieutenant can talk.
Copy that. Lieutenant, what you just did was both the bravest and dumbest thing I have ever seen.
I kept count. You took out 11 of Rommel's best men.
Make that 12.
Lieutenant, please try not to move.
Sarge!
Don't worry, we're gonna get you out of here.
You saved us. We'll save you.
Good morning, Lieutenant. I'm Colonel Ebbets. Welcome back to the land of the living. You've been through a lot, so I'll keep it brief. I'm with the Office of Strategic Services. Our mission is sabotage, subversion, and everything in between. We're taking the fight to the Nazis, going after the Third Reich on their home turf. We do some of the most dangerous work of the war, and we're looking for people just like you. Now, the Sergeant and I go way back. He's an excellent judge of character. And for what you did in Tunisia, he's nominated you for the Medal of Honor.
Trust me, Lieutenant. I hate doing paperwork. But in your case, I made an exception.
You saved our lives.
I have a motto. Life is usually a pageant of idiots and fools. But occasionally, you find yourself in the company of good people. And then, anything is possible. Lieutenant, you are now going to hear the most important question I can ask. Would you like to join the OS? Excellent. What about you, gentlemen?
It's simple. We go where the Lieutenant goes.
Yes, sir.
I have every confidence you're going to make me look like a genius for recruiting you. Welcome to the OSS.
Hello, Lieutenant. I'm Dr. Thatch. Welcome to the infirmary. We'll have you back on your feet in no time. I know you're having some trouble speaking after what happened in Tunisia, so let's just use hand gestures, eh? Ah, delightful. Now, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. And don't worry, you can change your answers at any time. Now, my first question is an easy one, Lieutenant. Are you left or right-handed? Please, make your choice. Ah, fantastic. Now, let's confirm your fine motor skills. Please, pick up the service weapon next to you. Splendid. Now, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to continue, or a thumbs down if you want to change your selection. Ah, well done, Lieutenant. On to the next question. Now, Lieutenant, you're going into an active combat zone. Whenever you're in close proximity to an explosion, you might feel a concussive blast. The technicians call it camera shake. You can also feel this camera shake phenomenon when firing your weapon. But through the wonders of modern medicine, I can easily adjust how much camera shake you feel. Please, let me know your preference. Just to be sure, why don't you test fire your weapon? Now, if you're happy with your choice, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to choose again, give me a thumbs down. Jolly good, Lieutenant. On to the next question. Now, on to a few tactical matters, Lieutenant. Now, let's discuss how you want to view an enemy's threat level. Now, see the two imaginary enemies in front of you? Note how their threat level is indicated above their heads. The more stars they have, the bigger the threat. An enemy with 1 star should be easy for you to dispatch. 5 stars, though? Oh, watch out, Lieutenant. Seeing an enemy's threat level from a distance gives you the chance to adjust your tactics accordingly. It can be quite helpful. Now, some of the technicians in the back say this affects immersion. Hogwash! Whatever floats your boat, I say. Lieutenant, please choose if you'd like to see the enemy threat level. Please give me a thumbs up if you're happy with your selection, or a thumbs down if you'd like to choose again. Wonderful. On to the next question. Now, Lieutenant, we can also provide a supplemental hit marker whenever you damage an enemy. It's a subtle flash around your peripheral vision, combined with a special sound whipped up by our audio engineers. Please choose whether or not you'd like these extra hit markers. Now, to verify your choice, try eliminating the enemies in front of you. Please remember, they're just imaginary. I'm a gentleman, not a savage. Now, if you like your choice, please give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, a thumbs down, Lieutenant. Very good. Let's move on to the next question. Now, Lieutenant, your line of work can be quite dangerous. There's always a chance you could be injured in the field. Please choose how you would like to experience what we call in the medical field, taking damage. I'm now going to simulate a slight injury. This won't hurt at all. Lieutenant, please give me a thumbs up if you're happy with your selection, or a thumbs down if you'd like an opportunity to choose again. Well done. Let's move on. Now, Lieutenant, you're still recovering from your experiences in Tunisia. Some of your upcoming missions may have intense sequences or physical activity that could make you uncomfortable. Would you like the option to skip these sequences? Don't worry, you can revisit those parts of the mission whenever you'd like. Fantastic. Remember, you can change this setting in the options menu at any time. Let's move on. Now, Lieutenant, here's an opportunity for you to choose the overall difficulty of your OSS experience. Please, let me know your preference. An excellent choice. You can adjust this setting at any time in the options menu. Now for some mobility tests. First, I'm going to help you get on your feet. You can quickly change the direction you're facing with what we call a flick turn. Lieutenant, choose which kind of flick turn you prefer. Try turning and see how it feels. Excellent. Lieutenant, please give me a thumbs up to continue, or a thumbs down to choose again. Brilliant. Let's move on. It's wonderful to see you on your feet. You've made an incredibly fast recovery. Now it's time for the last test. Some of our agents prefer to have what we call a tunneling effect when they move. Let me know your preference. Now, Lieutenant, try walking across the room towards me. Wonderful. Give me a thumbs up if you want to keep this setting, or a thumbs down if you'd like to choose again. Perfect. Lieutenant, congratulations. I am certifying you for active duty. Welcome to the OSS.
Welcome to the firing range, Lieutenant. Now that you're back on your feet, the Colonel thought we should give you a quick combat refresher. Your current objective is always shown on your sleeve. Take a look. Objects. Press the grip button to grab them. You can use either hand. Give your other hand. Now it's time to move, Lieutenant. I see you're right-handed, just like me. Good. Makes this training easy. Look at your sleeve again. The arrow always points in the direction you need to go. Use the left trackpad to move and the right trackpad to turn. Press down on the left trackpad. To run, press down on the left trackpad. Let's move on to live fire training. Remember, you can always adjust your comfort and controller settings by pressing the pause button and accessing the options menu. All right, Lieutenant, it's time to shoot stuff. Specialist McKinney is here to help you learn the basics. Grab the pistol from its holster on your hip. Squeeze the trigger to fire. Holding the pistol with both hands will give you more stability the magazine. You can eject the magazine at any time, even if it still has bullets. Excellent job, Lieutenant. Bring the magazine up to... Look at that. Like magic. Now, pull the slider towards... Now, let go of the pistol. A weapon will automatically return to its holster after you release it. Larger weapons will holster on your back. Reach over your shoulder and grab... Fire away. The arsenal. Press this button to eject now. Grab a new magazine from your hip. Insert the new magazine. Bingo! Pull the bolt back. Letting go of the weapon will automatically holster it over your shoulder. Now, reach over your other shoulder and grab the M1 Garand rifle. Fire away. Remember, hold it with both hands for more stability and accuracy. This is why I love the M1 Garand, Lieutenant. Its ammunition clip ejects automatically after the last bullet. You can also press this button to eject the clip whenever you want. Ah, listen to that ping. Drop it in. No need to charge the Garand. It's ready to go. Beautiful weapon. Let go of the Garand and it will automatically return to its slot. You're doing great, Lieutenant. Let's move down to the next station. Here's Specialist Lamouche to help demonstrate some advanced weapon handling. You carry your pistol on your hip, and a larger weapon on each shoulder. When you pick up a new weapon, it will replace the one you currently have in that slot. Grab the easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now get ammo for this K98 from these ammunition. Fire away, Lieutenant. The K98 is a bolt-action rifle, so you reload by pulling and pushing the bolt after each shot. You can use either hand to do this. If you need help, look at Specialist Lamouche to see how it may work. Let's go to the next station.
Lucky shot.
I know you just got out of the infirmary, Lieutenant, but we need to give you a quick refresher on battlefield medicine. You will automatically heal from minor wounds, but if you really get hurt, you'll need to use some first aid. Pretend to hurt yourself by smashing your hand on these rusty nails. Ouch! Grab a first aid syringe. Now comes the fun part. Stab yourself in the chest. The syringe will auto-inject the medicine. Voila! Good as new. You can store up to 3 first aid syringes on your... Now onto grenades. Head up the stairs. Ouch! Grab a first aid syringe. Pick up an American grenade. To pull the pin, you can use your hand or your teeth. Now pull a grenade off your chest. Throw the grenade, Lieutenant. Now this is a German hand grenade. It's called a Stielhandgranate, though folks often just call it a potato masher. The German grenade also has a fuse inside. You activate it by pulling the cap at the bottom. Now pull a grenade off your chest. Arm the grenade and throw it. You can use your hand or your teeth. Excellent. You're ready to take on firing range. Spend as much time at the firing range as you want. When you're done, just go through the door to return to headquarters.
It's Ollie, right?
Yes, sir.
Ollie, how old are you?
I'm 23. I'm 19. I'm 16. I have every right to be here. More than you, that's for sure. The Nazis didn't bomb Abilene, Texas. They bombed London, England. They destroyed my home. They burned my entire life to the ground, and now I want to do the same thing to the Third Reich. Go ahead, turn me in. I'll find a way to get to the front. How do you think I got to Tunisia? Forging transfer orders has become a hobby of mine. I will make it to France.
Ah, don't worry, Ollie. Your secret's safe. I'm pretty sure the lieutenant isn't gonna say anything.
Thank you, Sarge. Thank you, Lieutenant.
But I have two rules. Keep your head down and do exactly what I say.
sir.
You don't listen to me even once, I'll turn you over to the Germans myself, understand?
I understand, sir. I won't disappoint you. Either of you.
Somehow this motley crew has been tasked with saving civilization. God help us all.
All right. Enough talking, training, and tests. It's time to go after the Nazis. We're sending you into occupied France.
Yes, sir.
Your first mission is to make contact with the French resistance. You'll be working with a cell led by Manon Baptiste. We've been our eyes and ears on the ground since the war started. Your rendezvous will be along the coast, the St. Catherine Lighthouse. The Germans are using it as an observation post. The resistance will give you a signal when it's safe to come ashore. You'll have 3 days to assist the resistance, gather intelligence on German activity, and sabotage targets of opportunity. I'm talking about a small communications relay or a fuel truck, not anything like blowing up a train or destroying Gestapo headquarters. This is your first OSS mission. Baby steps. Now I want to introduce you to Huxley, our quartermaster. She'll get you set up with what you need, and she'll give you some nice goodie bags for the resistance. 3 days in and out. Keep it simple. I'll see you on the other side. Dismissed.
Hello, I'm Huxley, your Quartermaster. I'm here to brief you on weapons, gear, and all the threats you'll face. I'm backed up by a full model shop, a sewing brigade, and the best gunsmiths the Allied nations have to offer. Have a look around. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. This special weapon is on loan from Colonel Ebbets. Apparently it's a family heirloom. He calls it Uncle Nate's Rough Rider. I call it an exquisite Nazi killing machine. It can be fired entirely one-handed, with only minimal impact to accuracy. And it's the only rifle in your arsenal that can be reloaded entirely one-handed. While slightly less lethal than a bolt-action rifle, it's deadlier than any semi-automatic. Sometimes you just need a shotgun and nothing else will do. At close range, this weapon has no peer. Perfect for clearing corridors and bunkers. You have to pump the shotgun after every shot. Try doing it with one hand by making a brisk up and down motion. With some practice, you'll be able to pump your shotgun with one hand while throwing a grenade with the other. Germans will run in fear and speak your name. The Gewehr 43. An impressive weapon. It requires a bit more effort to reload than the Quran, but it comes with a larger magazine. It's every bit as accurate as the other semi-automatic weapons, but rapidly firing the Gewehr's entire magazine will cause its accuracy to go wild. The MP40, a deadly firing rate than the American M1A1, but in the right hands, it can be more lethal. The MP40 accuracy and a slightly larger magazine, but it has the lowest firing rate among all automatic weapons. However, the MP40 doesn't go wild like other automatic weapons do when firing the entire magazine at once. That's why the Germans love it.
What's the lieutenant holding?
The cursed Heinkel 111. This is what the Nazis used to pound us during the Blitz. So much terror and misery from one plane. But we won the Battle of Britain, and the RAF hunts these Luftwaffe bastards on a daily basis. It was a bomb from one of these planes that killed Ollie's 4 sisters and his parents. Ah, yes, the Panzer Faust. A disposable anti-tank weapon with an extremely potent warhead. You need both hands to use it, but it packs quite a punch. The warhead's trajectory will arc when fired over a long distance, so adjust your aim accordingly. In the right hands, this simple combat knife is every bit as deadly as a machine gun. A knife is always lethal when thrown at enemies. Watch out for the Waffen-SS. They are the elite of the German military. Highly trained and extremely lethal. They should be feared. And eliminated.
Huxley, what is that?
When blowing something up, the detonator is what kicks off the festivities. Use both hands and push down on the plunger. When conducting sabotage in the field, you'll often attach explosives to your target. In lieu of dynamite, practice attaching one thing to another with this decidedly non-explosive piece of paper. Then, light it on fire. Follow the instructions to ignite the lighter. Sometimes the smallest spark can bring down the largest target. That hallway leads to the live fire.
Lieutenant, pick up the dynamite when you're ready to begin. The clock will start running. Sabotage the Nazi bunker and eliminate all enemies. Lieutenant, pick up the dynamite when you're ready to begin. Sabotage the Nazi bunker and eliminate all enemies.